Hi YouTube, this is your post-golf session recovery workout. It's not a workout, it's just for after golf, how to recover the residual tension that you might have built up with the patterns of movement, ear to the ground. Ooh. That golf entails. 100% support golf. I'm a shitty golf instructor. Oh, I'm a great fitness instructor and golf player. Okay, noted. But my guy plays golf all the time, and he tends to come home really just sore and aching, and I support his hobby, so this babe is for you and all you other golfers out there. I'm not good enough to be sore after golf, so it's probably... Okay, so no shoes, let's move. So first start on your hands and your knees, and let's go through some cats and cows, classic. So when you play golf, you tend to use the internal obliques on one side of your body a bit more, the external obliques on the other side a bit more. Your shoulders are being used in different ways as well. And so this is just a way of kind of finding some more symmetry in the body and loosening up some of those muscles. Okay, and release. Come on back onto your toes. So this is toes pose. You see how my toes are curled under? You might not. Let me show you against the ground. So see, toes are curled under. If you're like screaming right now, then you're doing it right. This is a great thing to do after walking a lot. And take your hands up, cross your right arm underneath your left arm, and let me move my microphone. From here, you might hold on to your shoulders, to your wrists, or to your fingers, as I'm showing. Lift your elbows up and arch your back ever so gently, bringing your hands behind your head. And now release. You can drop your toes pose if you'd like. Switch, so left elbow under right elbow, hands around the shoulders or the wrists. Inhale, lift the elbows up. Get into those shoulders, bring your hands behind your head. And release. Ooh, shake it out, good. Okay, so we're gonna go all the way down to the belly. And take just a moment to relax your head on your hands. Open your knees wide, bring your toes to the sky, and let each toe touch the ground in the center. So mobilizing the hips here. Some gentle side to side motions. Good. 2 more breaths. Great. And now bring the knees in line with the hips. Bring your left hand to your left foot and try to hold that foot in while keeping your hip on the ground. So when you walk a lot, your hip flexors can get pretty tight. Same with the quadriceps. So we're just releasing those. Couple more breaths. Good, and release. Switch sides. Pulling the right heel to the glutes. Lengthening the front of the right leg. Enjoying the stretch through those muscles. Great. And now release. Take your left arm to a 90-degree angle by your side. So hand, elbow, shoulders, 90 degrees. Raise the right toe to the sky. Bring the left ear to the ground. Oh, bring your right foot over. Who's feeling that? Oh yeah. So opening up the front of our shoulder. If you'd like, you can straighten your right leg, bend it, whatever feels best. Also, try to lift your chin slightly. You might notice that it affects your shoulder stretch. Let your inhale breath puff up some, well, I guess, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Fill your muscles with oxygen. And let your exhale breath relax the muscles. One more round of breath here. And now let's come to center and go to the other side. So right elbow bends to 90 degrees, right side of your head on the ground, left foot comes up into the right, push the chest through. Oh, relax your temple to the ground. This is great for opening up the fronts of the hips as well. Couple more breaths. Good. And now come back over. Take your hands under your shoulders and go into child's pose. So toes together, knees apart, chest between your legs. And start by reaching your hands actively forward. So it's not really a resting child. We're trying to, because children never rest. They're always freaking loud and stuff. Anyway, squeeze your fingertips against the ground. Let the elbows lift. Bring your shoulders all the way to your ears. Elevate your scapula. Push the tailbone towards the heels. One more breath. Good, and now release. Now, swing your body to the left side, keeping right glute on right ankle. Bend your left elbow towards your body, rest it on the ground, and see how far you can reach with the right arm. You'll get a deep stretch through the outsides of your ribs. You can even rest your head on your right arm. And now let's swing all the way to the right. Left arm straight, left heel on glute, right elbow bends, head on left arm. I love this bent version of like a twisted child's pose. I can kind of use my right hand to push off to the ground so I can get even more leverage with my left arm. Good. And now come back through the center. Tuck your chin, curve your spine, roll your body forward, separate your feet. Try to push your chest all the way through your arms and lift your head. Yeah. Open up your throat. Squeeze the shoulders together. One more breath. Great. And now come on up. Bring your knees underneath your hips. Walk your hands forward and try to bring your chin to the ground. So in golf, we spend a lot of time, looking down, especially if you're always looking for your ball like I am. So let's lift the chin up. If you don't got that, that's fine. Try to just bring your forehead to the ground. And now, lift the elbows, walk the hands all the way in. Let's find a downward dog pose. Flex your toes, drop your heels down, and just try to focus on pressing your heels directly to the ground. You probably are not there, that's fine. If you feel a good stretch through your calves, you're doing it right. Spread out your fingers on the ground, get into those wrists. And now bring the knees back down for even more wrist work. Flip your hands around and move them closer to your knees. Separate the fingers a lot. Press every bit of skin to the ground. And then draw circles. Yeah, those golfers' wrists need this. This is also good to do before a golf session. Switch directions. Great, and now release. Roll on over or come to your butt in whatever way works for you. Separate your feet nice and wide. Keep your hands pretty close to your glutes, maybe making fists as I'm showing. And then bring both knees to one side and both knees to the other side. Going through some 90s to 90 degrees of the legs, rocking from side to side, getting into the hips. Good. Last 2 like this. Last 1 like this. Great. Now you'll bring one foot to 90 degrees in front of you, and then the other foot to 90 degrees behind you. And we'll hold here. Just checking out, if they're not exactly 90 degrees, that's okay, it doesn't matter. Now I want you to lay over the front leg and then rotate even further over the front knee and just rest for a moment. Both feet are gently flexed. Ankles are gently flexed, I should say. Feet are kind of active. Enough to keep you safe, but not too much to be a distraction. Breathe, breathe, breathe so that the muscles know that they can relax. One more breath here. And now come on up, keeping the legs the way they are. Twist around, look towards your back foot, or lift the chin up for a neck stretch. Oh, that gives me like an instant headache. And come through the center. I didn't even golf, and I feel this. Cross one foot over the front, or switch legs, I should say, 2 90-degree angles the other way. Start by trying to get those hips as close to the ground as possible, and then laying over the front calf. Give your hip a moment to relax, and then go deeper over the knee. You can keep your head lifted or rested on your hands. I've got a lifted position here because my legs are too tight to go any deeper. We haven't brought our hips with us though. The hips are still in the same start position. So since in golf, unless you're ambidextrous, which isn't even like possible in golf because you can't carry all those clubs with you, am I right? Anyway, we always use one hip differently than the other. So this movement is trying to find some sort of balance and symmetry, undo some of the tension built there. Come on up, twist around, look back. Maybe even lift your chin. And now come through center. Okay, so come to the side of your mat, lift up or meet me. And then the next thing that we're gonna do is be in a side lunge. So the heel can be off the mat or down. And this is actually a Cossack squat if you wanna get technical with it. The leg is straight, those toes are to the sky. You might be up here. You might be like, that's okay. That's okay. As long as you're getting a stretch and an opening of the hips, you're doing it right. Good, couple more breaths here. Great. And now before the other side, push into your heel of the straight leg and find in the center, toes turned inward, so a duck-footed sort of position. And hands can come wherever they have space. It might be on your thighs, calves, ground, whatever. I want your toes inward and your heels outward. Why? Well, if you're doing it, you know why. Because it's a great stretch up the outsides of those ankles, again, after walking so much. One more breath. Good. Lift your chest and meet me in whatever way you can with the heel up or down in your Cossack squat on the other side. Oh, so we're holding this first round, but after this we're gonna go in and out of the squat. My butt is lifted. You could be seated down, but I definitely get a better stretch with the glutes up, so I'm gonna stay here. On this side, it's My hips are uneven, so I'm gonna put my hands on the ground to assist. You might also do that. Probably feeling this in your low back as well as your hips. Couple more breaths. Awesome. Okay, push through the heels, come to the center. Now you might grab something to keep your hands on, like a book or a yoga block. And from here, we're gonna go side to side, keeping the feet facing the side of the mat. So we go up and over, center and over. Good. Trying to keep heels on the ground for 4, 3, 2. Okay, very nice. Now move your toes together, heels together, toes together, heels together, toes together, heels, and you are in a forward fold position. Soften your knees and rock from side to side, releasing the low back. Good. Interlace your hands, keeping the entire palm touching all the way to the base of your hand. If you have to bend your elbows to do it, that's fine. From there, with bent or straight elbows, try to bring the hands way over the crown of your head. I just popped the bones in my neck, so hopefully you did too. Shake your head right and left slowly. And now notice which thumb is on the bottom. Take another breath here. And then release, bring your hands back to your booty. Switch which thumb is on the bottom and send the hands up again. Couple more breaths here, just with a different grip. Working on your grip here in this class. I'm helping you with golf in so many ways right now. You can say thank you in the comments below. And now release. From here, try to keep your heels on the ground. Drop your butt down. Yep, and then put your club down and measure the grass. See how steep the hill is. Yeah, see, functional here. This is you trying to make the final putt, checking out the scene. So good to you guys. Now bring your hand behind you, hands up, fingers face the glutes. Walk the feet forward and take altar pose. Or maybe this is the podium and you're standing on top because you just won first in that golf tournament. Relax your chin, relax your neck. Good. And now sit the glutes all the way down. Flip your fingers so that the pinkies are on the inside. And now bring your hands as close together as they'll go. That's the first thing to do. Once your fingers are as close together as they can be, puff up your chest. If you're still not feeling it very much in your shoulders, keep your hands where they are. Keep your shoulder blades touching and walk your butt forward. Oh. Couple more breaths. Okay. Now slowly release, bringing one elbow down, then the other, and roll on back. So here, arms overhead, feet go wide. Drop the knees to the center like we did our toes earlier. And I'm actually going to finish with some work on your rectus abdominis. So golf is pretty obliques focused, and I want to work just that center line of muscles. It's a very slow crunch, and it's kind of technical, so stay with me here. Move your heels so that they're in line with your glutes. Bring your hands by your sides and press your lower back to the ground, feeling your glutes engage and the core very strong. Now here, place your hands on your core. It doesn't matter what it looks like. What it feels like is you want to feel the line of muscles in the center just get engaged. So they're not dropping down, they're not pushing up, they're just strong in the center. And then feel like your rib cage is tucked underneath those muscles. Now keeping them strong the whole time and your lower back on the ground, bring your hands behind your head and neck and bring your elbows to the sky. Now on a nice slow 2 count, crunch up. The abs are the same shape. They're not dropping, they're not lifting, they're just strong in the very center. And then lower down, keeping back against the ground. Exhale up for 2. Inhale slowly down. So we take our time here, we engage the core as much as we can. We really nice and slow pull our shoulders up, and then really nice and slow lower down, making sure we're going right up the center. Good. We don't need to do many of these. My abs are shaking. I can feel that long line of core muscles right in the center. This can help with back pain a lot. Last 2. Good. We're helping the obliques recover by strengthening the supporting muscles around them. Final 1. And slowly release. Yes, send your feet long, send your arms long, arch your back, stretch it up, and release. Bring your knees to your chest, tuck your chin, roll like a ball to a seat in any comfortable way for you. I end this class the same way as all of my classes on Facebook. Join my Facebook page, Emily Stewart Fitness Extra, for even more classes like this. But right now, let's take a breath together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Give yourself a bow. Thank you so much for joining. I hope this makes your golf game even better. Probably not gonna make it less frustrating. Probably not gonna make you a better golfer. I can't promise much. But it'll make you feel better. Choose.